We turn now to the Senate Majority Leader who dominated headlines this afternoon. Mitch McConnell today delaying the start of the August recess until the third week of August in order to give senators more time to work on health care legislation. According to 538, Republicans are at least 7 votes short now of the 50 required to pass health care legislation. We should remind you, 538 notoriously gave President Trump only a 29% chance of winning the election last year, so take it for what you will. And now the House Republican leadership is considering bringing back members later in August if the Senate is able to accomplish something. Our first guest tonight says there should be no August recess until there is repeal or replacement of Obamacare, and that has been her position throughout. Joining us tonight is Ronna McDaniel. She's chairwoman of the Republican National Committee. Ronna, good to have you with us, and you got your way, and it looks like the Republicans in the Senate are going to need every minute of those extra days in August.
Well, thanks, Lou. Thanks for having me. I applaud Senate Majority Leader McConnell for keeping the senators here in Washington. Listen, this past November, voters across this country put faith in Republican leadership to repeal and replace Obamacare, and now we have to earn that faith and that trust. And we're going to do that by working through this recess and showing that we're committed to finding a solution to premiums that are doubling across this country, to insurers pulling out of marketplaces, and deductibles that are so high that people are actually afraid of their health insurance. We know the Democrats are nowhere to be found. They created this mess. They're hiding under a rock somewhere. Yeah. Republicans are committed to finding solutions. What's
really confounding is the Democrats who created Obamacare that is imploding. It's in a death spiral, and unfortunately taking millions of Americans with it as their premiums rise and effectively break them. They're doing nothing to try to correct the madness they created.
It's really shameful to watch the Democrats put politics above people, because their constituents are hurting. And I hear it every day as I travel this country. People whose premiums are doubling, they're making choices between, can I pay my rent, can I pay my health care? They're afraid, and they're looking for relief. And the Democrats have made a political calculation. We are going to resist, we are going to obstruct, we're going to play out the clock, hoping that Republicans can get nothing done so that we can make political gains in 2018. The voters are smarter than that. They recognize that Democrats put this in place, and they are not helping at all when people need solutions the most.
In another context as well, because the obstruction, the Democratic obstruction that you refer to, the president today tweeting this: the Senate Democrats have only confirmed 48 of 197 presidential nominees. They can't win, so all they do is slow things down and obstruct. And he's exactly right. But why is the House, the Senate, the Republican leadership in this country not holding the Dems, Schumer in particular, to account here and getting this worked out and making them pay for it?
Yeah, the Democrats are using Senate rules to delay these nominees. And even this statistic, Obama, 90% of his nominees were approved through a voice vote. Only 10% of President Trump's nominees have been approved through a voice vote. Less than a quarter of President Trump's nominees have been confirmed. At this point, over 60% of President Obama's nominees have been confirmed.
Right.
Yeah, it's truly shameful what the Democrats are doing. They are using Senate procedure to slow everything down.
Why is it McConnell in particular, Ronna? Why isn't he responding forcefully and intelligently and moving it? Then why doesn't he get rid of the 60-vote requirement? You know, the man acts like he's become an impediment in and of himself. It's as if in 32 years in the Senate, he's become ossified and unyielding to new circumstances, which is, namely, he has a Republican president to lead.
Well, we have 52 senators. We need more. And 2018, that map, we have 10 states where President Trump won, where we have Democrat incumbents.
Right.
Many of them who are holding up judicial nominees like Debbie Stabenow and Joe Donnelly, who are refusing to
but it would be a lot simpler to move that 60-vote requirement out and take responsibility for the consequences rather than cross fingers and hope for something better in a year and a half.